Welcome to Reread. We're on the final 3 books in the Legacy of the Force series. This one's written by Aaron Allston. It's called Fury. And Han imagines that, when he's working on the Falcon, he always imagined that Lumpy, Waru, and his son, Jacen, would eventually, he'd give the Falcon over to them when he got too old. And it'd be a nice thought to have Jacen and Chewbacca's son traveling the galaxy. And I thought, oh, that is a good thought. I started reminiscing. I was like, oh, wouldn't that be great? What would that... I mean, seriously, I stopped reading the chapters those adventures would be fun. I don't know where Aaron Allston gets this stuff, but it's good. It's thought-provoking, this whole what-if stuff. Jacen kidnaps his daughter, Allana. It's a great scene where, he takes his daughter and says, come with me. It's kind of creepy, but Allana's like, oh, hey, Jacen. And when Tenoch finds out, oh man, it's a great scene because she takes off at Jedi speed. She's a blur, they said, as she's running past everyone. Her guards are yelling at her, Your Majesty, stop. We must go first. You're heading straight into trouble. We must go to defend you. But she doesn't care, man. She has got to get to her daughter, and of course she's too late. Jacen has made away with her, and he's going to use that to hold the Queen hostage and make her give back the Hapan fleet to support the Alliance. And also, another cool thing is Allana is waiting for the key phrase from Jacen, but Jacen isn't giving it, and so she knows what to do if he doesn't do it. No, we never hear what she needs to do, because it's never revealed. Eventually she's rescued, but they don't ever say. And then Leia rescues Allana at the end, and gives her mom a message from her mom, who gives the phrase. But what was Allana supposed to do if she didn't get the phrase? That's never revealed. It's kind of teased at the beginning of the book, but you're like, okay, what was she going to do? Nothing, I guess? I don't know. Anyway, K-Wings are in this. I totally forgotten about. I made the complaint that I wish they'd reuse some of these vehicles that we heard about in the not too distant past. So K-Wings make it back, which is really nice. It's only there for like a chapter though. Kyle Katarn and a team of Jedi go out to take down Jacen. It's a fake mission. Only Kyle Katarn knows that. And they know they have no chance of taking on Jacen, but they want to look legit to get a tracker patch on him that he'll eventually find at the very end of the book. But Kyle Katarn plants it on him. Oh, and that's another thing about fake deaths. I mentioned this last time. Kyle Katarn gets a lightsaber through the chest, Qui-Gon Jinn style, and lives. Now, I know there's a lot of jokes online about the new canon, people getting stabbed through chest and living, but guess what? The EU even did that first. That's nothing to be proud about. But I really thought, I was like, oh, and I was thinking, I don't remember Kyle Katarn dying here either. In fact, I remember him in Fate of the Jedi being mentioned. And I was just so confused because, oh no, Kyle's dead. And Jacen says something like, one Jedi down, And I was like, oh my gosh. No, he's alive. Stabbed through the chest, you can get alive. Again, I don't like the fake out deaths. I did not remember all these. Maybe because, they got better and then I just stopped thinking about it because it wasn't that important. But killing off Kyle Katarn would have been big. I mean, not as big as Mara, but still, Kyle Katarn was a pretty big fan favorite. So that would have been ballsy if they'd have done it. But this series just doesn't want to follow through with the kills. I know they're trying to get away from the darkness that was New Jedi Order, but, I mean, don't go halvesies, man. Swing for the fences. Now, Aaron Allston is full of comedy here. In fact, Tycho and Wedge have a lot of comedic moments together, as does Wedge and her daughter, Myra, do. So there's a lot of good moments, but one of my favorite ones is between Jacen and Allana. And Jason's checking her, is like, are you okay? She went, yeah, her YVH droid that's kind of protecting her, supposed to be her friend. She went, he's no fun, though. He said, the only game he knows how to play is called Shoot the Scarhead. I laughed so hard. I thought that was great. Oh, also there's a scene where Jacen walks in on her and she's watching a movie about a little shipwrecked girl on a planet full of Ewoks that speak basic. That was kind of cute too. I do remember that being in there. Lando realizes he's only in this for just a half chapter or whatnot. But he realizes, he spills the beans that he and Tendra are having a baby, and for some reason he has to go. But he's thinking, egads, I'm too old to have a baby. He said, I don't even know what to do. I don't know how to raise them. They're like, you old pirate, you'll be fine. Leia goes, you're still young. You and Tendra are going to be great parents. You're rich and everything. The kid's going to be taken well care of. And Lando goes, well, how old do they have to be before you start teaching them sabak? And Han goes, 2. I loved that phrase, even if it was a joke. That's so funny that Han knew the answer to that. Anyway, Luke is about to shoot down Jacen, and they're doing there's a lot of course, aerial battles when it's Aaron Alston, because he writes the X-Wing books, so he can write aerial battles really well. Jacen escapes on a ship because he thinks they planted bombs in his flagship, the Anakin Solo. And so he and Alana escape in one of his private ships. Luke hunts him down, is about to kill him, and then realizes through the Force there's a little girl in there and doesn't kill him. So once again, Jacen gets away. But Jacen thinks they're tracking him. They don't realize he has a tracker on his cloak. He thinks they're tracking him because they can sense Alana in the Force, because he's hiding himself in the Force. He didn't realize there's a tracker. So that just makes him even angrier at the Jedi. What a bunch of hypocrites. They'll sacrifice a little girl. and I like that because, of course, in Jacen's mind, he's the hero, right? He can't be overly evil. He's doing this for the better. He's doing this for peace. Even though everything he's doing is wrong. But I love that. Also, Jacen notices, the Corellians asked for a peace, for him to talk about a peace treaty, but he has to be there personally. He doesn't know why. And Leia is there because she's kind of running distraction for Jacen. I mean, for the Jedi strike team that's there on the Anakin Solo. And Leia puts the pieces together and gives it to Jacen, who eventually puts it together too. The Corellians are showing up with these old ships, like from the Clone Wars and stuff. He's like, oh man, they're really hurting. They're bringing out like museums, like these museum pieces, these old blocky stockade runners. Ugh, we can definitely beat this fleet. This fleet looks pathetic, And then he finds out also, he learns from Leia. Leia discovers, hey, it's just a skeleton crew. He went, wow, they don't even have more people to fight, so they're really hurting. No, in reality, they had Centerpoint Station ready to go, and they were just going to fire it at the entire fleet. And they didn't want to waste any of their good ships, so they made skeleton crews, I guess, of people who were going to die, and older ships to wipe out with Jacen's ships. And it does. It wipes out almost everything except for the Anakin Solo. And of course, Jacen realizes that the Centerpoint Station is operational. Now, once they shoot it, of course, something happens on Centerpoint Station, and they have to work on it. It could take days or weeks. But Jacen is going now to capture Centerpoint Station because that's like his new Death Star. He can really rule the galaxy with the Centerpoint Station. And of course, Luke and Leia and all of them are like, we need to destroy Centerpoint Station. And Corellia's in the middle of this. They're like going, oh man, we need to fire this gun at something. Let's fire it at Coruscant and take out the Galactic Alliance. And that's another thing. You think the whole time, there's this, they tease you the whole time that they're going to wipe out Coruscant. The president who's there is thinking about doing it, but then he gets called away and then eventually killed. And then the other guy, the technician working with him, he wants to kill Corellia. So he's setting up the Centerpoint Station to shoot and aim and fire at Coruscant. And of course it doesn't. They're able to destroy Centerpoint Station, keep it out of Jacen's hands, rescue Alana and everything. But at the same time, these fake outs here, I don't know about them. And then of course Alana realizes, they say, oh, so you're Jacen's parents. Jacen's my daddy. That makes you my grandmother. And Leia's like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. I always knew, yeah. And then, of course, Han introduced himself as the grandfather, and now they've kind of met their daughter for the first time. It's funny that, Han didn't say, wow, so you're not deformed. And Leia, elbows him. He's like, wow, nothing, Tenoch. That'd have been funny. In fact, I bet if Aaron Alston would have thought of that, he would have put that, and that would have been the new ending there. Either way, Fury is great. I know I keep saying this, sound like a broken record, but the Legacy of the Force series is such a joy to reread. So I'll be back with 2 more books. See you next time.